You probably know all of this, but 1984 graduate of the Air Force Academy, led VMI to the Spring 2021 Southern Conference Football Championship, 2019 and 21 Spring Southern Conference Football Coach of the Year, and then National Coach of the Year recipient of the Eddie Robinson Awards. Done a terrific job, a man of faith. Let's give it up for Coach Wachenheim.
It's always better to speak to a group after a big win. Had we lost that, you guys might not have been as happy to see me. But, just last night, that was just great. Great job by our players, always believing, and it's really a culmination of 7 years of effort. We're all here today. The comment to Bob Phillips is that God knows how many days that you have. I mean, it says in the Bible, your days are numbered, and he knows how many. You can't add to them. You can't take away from them. And the reason, we're here today is to help our young men and women that come to VMI to know that they have eternity in heaven if they accept their Lord Jesus Christ. Important to me because I was born and raised Jewish, and I wasn't really exposed to Christianity until I came to college. I was the only Jewish player on my high school football team, the only one on my college football team, and we had a trainer, Jim Comboy, who's passed away, and him and I had the FCA, the Fellowship of Jewish Athletes, and we met at dinner instead of early morning breakfasts. But players on my team, our FCA rep at Air Force, and then Coach Ken Hatfield, definitely their lives, the way they led, the way they were comfortable in all circumstances, led me to accept Christ my senior year in college. So that was critical to me. So to me, it's important to give back, and FCA plays a huge, huge role in that. Now, I've coached for 30 years. I've been on winning teams. I've been on losing teams. And when I first got here, Al Soltis was here. He was out there, FCA in Roanoke, but he would still drive up here once a week and would talk to our team once a week after practice. He'd ride the long bus rides with us, which back then we only took 2 buses. And now we're up to 3, thankfully. But we'd all be sitting side by side, Owl Road, and I would just notice his servant leadership. And, Al was with us from the beginning when it was bad. And he was the only one at practice other than me and the players and the coaches. Now we got a few more people that stop by. But I've been coaching 30 years, and I've never seen a team turn it around without a spiritual revival first. Brian Ellis is here. He was one of the early leaders of our spiritual team, and now you've seen the growth exponentially, and I think a lot of that is attributed to Al becoming full-time FCA here, able to come by practice every day, and the ability to realize, just like I did after a few years of coaching, that the only way you truly grow is if you're player-led, student-led, cadet-led, however you want to phrase it. But the leadership has got to come from the young men and women that are a part of it. You're there to help guide them. You're there to help put the foundations in. But truly it takes off when the players take control, or the cadets or students take control of the huddle groups. And that's what you see, because they recruit each other. They're around each other 24/7 in barracks. They know who they are on and off the field. Again, speaking to you after a game is difficult because I'm a competitor, I'm a warrior, and I want to go out there and win every game. And one of my favorite verses is when Samson killed 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of a donkey. And, I doubt he was saying, "Let's go get them, boys." I think it was a little bit more violent than that. That doesn't forgive it, but, after every game, I'm truly humbled by the fact that God chooses to bless our football team because I'm not worthy. And, but I ask for forgiveness. I ask to look for wisdom. I ask to move forward. And God forgives me. I know that. And he also helps me get better each and every day. And Al forgives me, and he hears every word of it because he's right there next to me. I think sometimes he takes his hearing aids out, though, during the game. But anyway, just blessed to have, Al come alongside of us. After 4 years, our record was 6-38. 6-38. It's not very good as a head football coach at all. We were 0-11, 1-10. I wasn't real happy with who I was as a coach, so I said, hey, I'm going to seek the Lord for wisdom. And I had the great opportunity to work with Bill McCartney at the University of Colorado. And Bill would look at scores and records and things, and he'd get Bible verses out of that and great wisdom. And I go, man, I can't believe this guy gets this stuff. So I was looking for wisdom, started in Proverbs, but I looked at I'm 6 and 38. I looked up all the verses in the Bible that had 638 in there, and there were 7 of them. There were 7 of them. And some things stuck out. You can look them up. Just type in 638, do a search. You can look them up. And if you got questions, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. Because I've studied it, and I got it all written down. But one of the verses was you got to lay a foundation, and it takes 4 years to lay a foundation. It takes 4 years to lay the foundation. And, that was one of the 638s. And I go, okay, good. We're in 4 years. The foundation is laid. And anybody that works in building, laying the foundation is the hardest part. And, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Change isn't instantaneously. I'm so thankful that the leadership here had patience with me. They could have fired me after 4 years. That's the way things go in college football, and us as coaches know that. But for some reason they didn't, and I think that was God inspired, that God said, hey, you have the right man for the job, keep him here. And I'm thankful that they did, and I'm thankful that they were rewarded for those decisions that they made. But the final thing I'm going to share with you, one of the verses is the first miracle that's recorded the only one recorded in Matthew, I think, if I'm correct. If I'm not, forgive me. But, the miracles of 5 loaves and 2 fish. So Jesus is speaking to everybody. Everybody's hungry. Everybody's worried about it. And they go around, hey, what do you got to feed all these people? We got 5 loaves and 2 fish. 5 loaves and 2, how are we going to feed all these people with 5 loaves and 2 fish? Okay. That's the miracle. But I used that in football, and I also used it with Al. How are we going to win? We only got 5 loaves and 2 fish. Okay? Well, we're going to do the best we got with 5 loaves and 2 fish. We're going to take every minute, every moment of time, and we're going to invest it in these young men, and we're going to figure out how to win football games and win souls with 5 loaves and 2 fish. And not worry about it, because 5 loaves plus 2 fish times Jesus equals a miracle. All right, and God's blessed that, and He's blessed it because of the works of Al Soltis and everybody that supports him, and all the people that I see that there's too many to name that support VMI football, thick and thin, and it's just been an unbelievable blessing to me to look up into the sky during a game and know God is watching over our team. And the last thing I'm going to say, the most thankful that I'm for, is that my wife Carla's been with me side by side for 34 plus years and 7 years of VMI football, and it's supposed to be faith family football, but sometimes it's football first. I'm sorry if I'm confessing and being honest, but and with that said, I'd love to hang around, hear all the talks and all the blessings for Al, but I got to get to work. We got ETSU, and General Winds wants us to win that game. So we're going to get to work. We're going to grade the film from last night. We'll get better, and then Monday get to work on beating ETSU. But thank you all, especially Al Soltis. Now, he's there for me. Before this season, Al and I, every Monday, walked for an hour together around the track, praying, sharing Bible verses, sharing difficult things that both of us were going through. And then we got on, what was it that we did together, Al, for a month? A proverb a day. For 31 days, Al and I read Proverbs 1 through 31. And then we said, hey, we texted each other with what did we learn from that. And again, if you want wisdom, go to the book of Proverbs. You'll learn a lot. God is wisdom, and it's right there in Proverbs for you. But thank you so much. Thanks for coming today. I know you got a great day ahead of you. And come by, see us at practice. Give me a call if I can do anything for you. If you look up those 638s, want to know what it meant, because one of them's really kind of tricky. You got to look up the English meaning of the Greek and Hebrew words that were written. But it's a pretty cool message in that when you do. Give me a call. Love to chat with you. Take care. God bless, and go Keydets.